All right, let's turn attention to other stories. Thanks for staying with us, by the way. The Nigerian Labour Congress says it will embark on a nationwide mass rally next week, Tuesday. That's to protest the 50% telecom tariff increase recently approved by the Nigerian Communications Commission. According to a communique signed by the NLC President Joe Ajero on Wednesday, the decision was taken at an emergency meeting convened by the union's National Administrative Council on Wednesday. The NLC said the rally will serve as a warning on the dangers of imposing such an unfair increase on a struggling population earning a minimum wage of only 70,000 naira. The union also directed its affiliates and state councils to begin full mobilization in preparation for the nationwide protest rally, calling on willing civil society allies also to join the preparation. The Congress as well called on all Nigerian workers, the informal sector, and the general public to stand in solidarity against what it termed unjust policy. Now, joining us for more on this is the chairman of NLC Lagos branch, Comrade Fumi Sesi. Good to have you join us.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all Nigerians.
So I want to begin from the point of mobilization. NLC has asked that all state chairmen and leaders mobilize their members. What is the level of mobilization in Lagos for this protest?
Yes, you know that NLC, we now have 62 affiliate unions with Nigeria Labour Congress, and it cut across all the sector. So from their national body, a letter on the communique has gone around to all these unions for the mass mobilization. Also on Monday, we'll be holding a press briefing and also to inform those in the formal and the informal sector, and that all Nigerians should unite. They should join NLC and unite to fight this good cause and a common cause. If I unite all of us together.
Those in the Lagos State branch of the NLC is in sync with the national leadership on the hike in tariff.
Yes, please. We are joining the action.
So you also have members in the telecom sector. What are you hearing from them?
Yes, they are part of Nigeria Labour Congress, and we are also mobilizing. We are mobilizing our members in every sector, in the telecommunication sector, health sector, educational sector, in the textile industries. We are mobilizing from every sector. 62 affiliate unions under NLC. And we will also be mobilizing and joining our acts with the civil society groups and also Nigerians. We are asking Nigerians to unite with NLC and then to come up and come out en masse to show our displeasure against this imperialism and neo-colonialist decisions that has been foisted on Nigerians.
So this is not the first time we're seeing a hike in tariff or commodity price in the country. Yes, I know that the NLC did also stage a protest, and that was for the electricity tariff hike. But that protest was joined with the one for the minimum wage review as well. And then the issue of the electricity tariff hike didn't come up anymore. So why is that and the electricity tariff hike is even higher than that of the telecommunications tariff hike. So why is this a big deal for the NLC?
At that time, when NLC raised issues on the electricity tariff, we asked Nigerians to join forces with NLC because it is not only the NLC that uses light in Nigeria, and we are not the only ones that are being affected. It's all of us. So we asked Nigerians to join, their acts with NLC. Let all of us come out together. Let us boycott the electricity for like 48 hours to 72 hours. So as to force the government to bring down the prices of electricity. But people left, they think NLC will not come out, and they left it, the whole issues on the doorstep of NLC. We tried our best, all we could. Government brought it, reduced a little, I think 8 naira. They reduced about 8 naira from the cost, which is still very far to our agitation. But this time around, we also know that Nigerians will be at the receiving end of this anti-people's policy of the government. So if all Nigerians can join forces with NLC, it's going to have a ripple effect, negative effect on every one of us, not only the workers. So we are asking Nigerians to join forces with us. We have not, relented on the issue of the electricity. Remember that the president of NLC is from that sector, is from the electricity union employees. So, and all the time, he's still talking about the issue of electricity. In fact, recently, he has to come out and saying that the Minister of Energy should resign his appointment because he has actually failed us in that aspect. And it's like he's bereft of ideas on how we can have a sustainable and affordable electricity for Nigerians. Rather, it's like what they are doing is to take off all the privileges and the right of the poor masses by ensuring that the rich people who could afford the exorbitantly high cost of energy, they have been moved to what they call band A, and the poor masses now have been left, and lagging behind. This is why we have been saying it that if government is actually for the people and you want to be a government of inclusion, you want to bring everybody together, like what the present government promised us is that we will see good governance. Let the administration provide good governance. The governance that will be sustainable, that will be affordable, that will also not continue to act the script of the neo-colonialist master and the imperialist. That is what we have seen in the country. And we are saying a total rejection to all this hype. You have removed the subsidy on the fuel, and this has its own tolls on every goods and the services that we, since the almost about 2 years now, this administration has come on board. We have seen an escalation in the prices of goods and services, and we are saying that Nigerians are at the receiving end of all this untold hardship, and it will get to a level that people will no longer be able to receive.
We will get to just a minute. We'll get to how Nigerians feel about this in just a moment. But I wanted to also bring this to your attention. That's the Private Telecommunications Senior Association of Nigeria, which I believe they are members of your union. They have said that they have written to the Labour Congress as saying that the protest will not address the issue. And they're saying that you should have had a consultation with them to understand the tariff hike better before calling for protest. Why was there no consultation with the telecoms arm of your union?
Well, the union that has written, I believe they are in Trade Union Congress, TVC, and not NLC. And I believe that they too, they are not in Jupiter. They are also in Nigeria. And they were also alive when their telecommunication company, when they proposed an increase of about 150%. And they as well, if they are actually a union, fighting for the rights of them, not only themselves, but for Nigerians this time around. They should, not be selfish or be self-centered as per where they work. We are not against an increase in the tariff, but what we are saying is that 50% at a go is too high. Nigerians cannot afford that. And not only that, we are calling on government because we know that also the telecommunication companies are crying that the government is also pressing their neck on the taxes that they impose on them. Government has hiked the taxes that they are collecting from telecommunication giants. The unions in the telecommunication sector, they're supposed to come out and fight or report to the NLC what actually is going on in that their sector. That yes, let the government do the needful by reducing the tax imposed on the telecommunication, because this tax that is imposed on telecommunication, it will still come back to the consumers. It's still the consumers. And who are the consumers? How many percentage of, through the survey and statistics, how many are now rich people? How many are regarded as the rich or middle class in Nigeria? Those who have been in the middle class, they have already moved down the ladder to the lower class, low income earners, low middle income earners. Through all these successive government leadership, bad policies, and implementation of anti-people's policies.
I spoke to the chairman of MTN, CEO rather of MTN Nigeria, and he didn't mention anything about taxes. He basically just talked about overhead cost, and one of them was diesel and how much they've been spending on diesel. And overhead cost, of course, will also include, paying of staff. And he said if this is not done, they will also have to lay off a lot of people in that sector. Shouldn't that also be a sort of concern for NLC? Because he said that, look, I mentioned 10%, 15% to him. He said no. The last time they had a 980 billion naira loss in that sector, and so they need at least 100%, but they will make do with 50% increase if they are going to at least survive.
Well, if they can come up with about 150%, and now they want to make do with 50% to survive, I believe that there is a motive behind the MTN's increased tariff, and there is the MTN, their boss is not sincere with his outcome to Nigerians. If they are sincere enough, the MTN has been posting a huge profit before now. So if they have been posting a huge profit before now, is it just overnight they start posting loss? And what does it amount to?
The point I was really trying to make here, it is not to cast aspersion. Just a minute. Just a minute. The point I was trying to make is not to cast aspersion on any company. I was trying to say, look, it's protest the only tool at your disposal? Have you also tried to have any sort of negotiation or conversation or dialogue with these companies to understand better the issue and then know what to at least negotiate for? They cannot shave our head.
But we are critical stakeholders. All Nigerians, we deserve our voices to be heard. MTN cannot just negotiate with the agency of government and they just increase just arbitrarily like that. They're supposed to bring the stakeholders to the table. They're supposed to tell us, we're supposed to know how it affects them. And all of us are supposed to be on the same page. We're supposed to understand critically how the increase we have its own positive effect on them and have our own negative effect on us. All of us are supposed to be on the same page. They cannot just be bringing about an increase and then force it down our throat. It cannot happen. After all, in advanced countries where the lives of people matters and their voices count, they will take a survey and they will ask the people to also talk about, there will be a data, there will be a survey, and every voices will matter. But in Nigeria, can the telecommunication companies and the government alone just take a decision and we take it hook, line, and sinker like that? It cannot work. That is what we are saying, that we are also critical stakeholders in what we call a Nigerian state, and our voices needs to be heard. Either we are rich or we are poor. You must take us into consideration. So times past when they take public opinion and when there are what do they call it? Before the National Assembly takes opinion, they come to the open and then they will take the voices of people.
That's a public hearing.
One now, public hearing. Thank you very much. But this one now, they are just, the government.
Coming from I have a few minutes left, and I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned Nigerians earlier, and this protest you say is on behalf of Nigerians. I've read comments from Nigerians, and I've listened to Nigerians. While some of them, even support the protest, but for them, they don't think that anything is going to come out of it. They believe that NLC is just going to back, but there will be no bite. What if government doesn't respond to your demand? What next?
Nigerians that are saying that we back, we don't bite, I think they will not push us to the wall. Because it's like when you are saying that you are a bastard, and you want somebody to show his strength and his power. We are united. We have a formidable front that we can use to force the government on its feet. We can do that. But most of the time, we also still consider our Nigerians that are pushing us to the wall. We consider their businesses. We consider many other things. People that have to go out on a daily basis. If they don't go out on a day, they cannot provide food. We still do all those considerations. And at the end of it, we also look at, the fifth columnist. When we come out, some people will say that we are reading the script or we are acting the script of opposition. Let nobody, look at us in this stead. But let everybody be on the same page. That's why we're asking Nigerians, let us unite. We don't want to bring Nigeria down, but we want to ensure that Nigerians that did not japa, that still choose to remain in this country, they are able to survive the onslaught. All the imperialists and the neo-colonialist masters has been foisted on our leaders and been, scripted out upon the poor masses in Nigeria. So for us to still remain here,
all right,
for us to still continue to exist without to remove the leg of the government pressing on our neck, we need to stand up for some actions and on some sector.
All right.
Because we have seen the escalation of every aspect, every sector. Already, we have seen escalation in the prices of goods and services. Are you talking about transportation? Are you talking about accommodation? Rent has escalated. Transportation has increased. Even the food. Government is not even subsidizing food.
All right. We do have to leave it there because of time. You're right on the hardship that Nigerians face. Coming from me. Thank you so much for your time. You're right on the hardship Nigerians are facing, but we will see how things play out on Tuesday. Thank you so much for your time, Chairman NLC Lagos Branch, Comrade Fumi Sesi.
Thank you. We will have a peaceful protest on Tuesday. Thank you so much.
All right.